Hi everybody, this is Rhys Barber from Audiology Associates. Thanks very much for watching that earwax removal compilation video today. Two patients in this compilation video. Now you can see this first patient here, very blocked up here at the entrance. We're working quite far out from the ear canal here, so there's a lot of brightness that the endoscope is hitting the skin and bouncing back the light from the endoscope, not the endoscope itself. But we had to do that just because the wax is right at the entrance to the canal. Literally, if you look at it, there's like a wall directly in front of you. So we're just going to see if we can grab this piece of wax here. It looks like a mixture of wax and skin, because as soon as I lifted that, you can see that really kind of lighter section underneath there. Let's give this a bit of a wiggle. This looks like a bit more of a sort of not a solid plug as such, but it looks like it's quite a big plug, almost wrapped in some wax. Now we did one of these recently where you get wax wrapped in some skin, I'm sorry. So we did one of these recently where you get this kind of like this plug and then you get this layer of skin that's wrapped around it. Let's get this. There you go. Oh, there we go. There's the plug coming away nicely. Out that comes. It looks like we've broken a little bit off. I think this actually sheared the front section. Yeah, it has. So we can see that that neck section already jutting out there for us. Let's see if we can get a good enough grip on this one to pull this plug. There we go. Out that plug comes. Can't see anything obvious in the ear canal entrance when we remove that one. So let's take a look. Is there anything hiding back there? No. There we go. Looks good. Just a tiny little bit to take away from the outside edge here. So we're just going to remove that. Eardrum looks absolutely fab though. Patient hearing so much better in that ear canal now. So we've removed that plug, looking a lot healthier in there. Let's take a look at the other side. Okay, more of an annoying plug on this one than anything else. This is more not really causing any hearing issues, but we always, obviously when a patient comes through, it's not unusual for them to feel really blocked up in one ear, but the other ear not feeling so bad. What we tend to do is obviously we'll look in both ears because that's our job. We want to make sure everything looks nice and healthy. Even if you haven't got a wax blockage, we're still going to be assessing the ear canal, the eardrum and all those things as well. So when you spot some wax on the other side, I normally say to the patient, look, it's up to you. We can remove it if you want to. You can leave it a little bit longer. Most patients opt to get it done there and then. So 1 centimetre, just under half an inch. I'm going to go with that one, guys. The reason there's one plug on there, the other plug, as we took it out, because it was so small and soft, it just got sucked inside the machine. Right, very different wax. Look at this one. This is, you can see straight away, this is dry, this is hard, absolutely solid piece of wax, this one. So I think we do both ears on this particular patient, but what we have here is almost like a dry, crumbly type of wax. We can see it's dry because it's got this matte appearance to it further in. You can see the section the oil's been on because that's got a slightly shinier appearance, but the section further back is this matte black color, and that normally means this has been in here a little while, and most of the time it usually means the patient's been using something to clean their ears. I don't want to say cotton bud, but I don't think it was in this case. We can see it kind of this smoother surface there, but people put all sorts in their ears to clear this out. So what we've got here, I've got the Rosen inserter in here now. Let's just see if we can grab this section just to break this down just a little bit. You can see what's happened is we've got two overlapping sections here, both of which are really dry. You can see that sort of shiny underlayer to the wax there. That's where the oil is penetrated underneath. But I'm just pulling this forward. We've got to get this front section out because the back section kind of overlapped this one. So we needed to get this section out first before we could work on that rear section. But you can see quite a thick, hard plug there. Let's take a look beyond that now. Let's have a little look. You can see now that section beyond hasn't really moved forwards at all. It's quite dark in here, so it's kind of sapping the light from the endoscope. But we're just going to have to peel this away in layers. It's not. I was hoping this was going to be one almost solid block. Unfortunately, in this case, not the case. We can see it's really kind of lots of thin, hard layers sitting over the top of one another in there as well. So coming away really nicely, this lot. Let's see what we've got next. Oh, can we get the suction tube on that one, or are we going to go back in the Rosen? We're going to go back in the Rosen inserter. I'm going to try and flick from the side. There we go. We can see it's a little bit more rounded, this one. It's got this kind of dome shape to it. So it's going to be difficult to get beyond it. And if we did, we'd have to drop almost right down on top of that sort of harder, bonier section of the ear canal there. So we've gone for the forceps to try with a suction tube, but because it was such a narrow angle at the front end, very difficult to get the good grip on there. So just removing this plug. There we go, out that comes. Giving you a really good shot of that one there, guys. Eardrum looking really, really healthy there as well. We just need to tidy up this entrance to the canal. We've got a couple of little dry pieces here. You can see that sort of almost like dry keratin skin and bits of wax and stuff like that. That's quite common. Sorry, guys, got a really bad frog in my throat today. That's really common on this outer section of the ear canal as well. What we would advise then is for the patient to use a little bit of olive oil just to really soften that up and sort of really kind of help to moisturize it before it comes out of the ear canal. Same patient, other ear canal here. You can see very similar, but a bit more of a solid plug of wax here. Looks like it's in a layer just underneath. So I'm just going to lift this bottom section here. Let's see if we can lift this up, because it does look like there's a little bit of a layer just, there you go. We're just starting to lift that section. Let's start pulling this forward to see what goes on behind this. So we've got the first section of the plug gone there. I can see just beyond it, it started to pull, there you go, that next sort of bit of wax through. Ooh, right, okay, so this is really kind of wedged down in here now. So this is going to be a case of breaking this down very, very gently for the patient. We've got this kind of almost bump to the top left corner of the canal wall here. So it's all sandwiched in there. So we need to really just try and grab this and just sort of work this down the canal. Now we got the forceps out earlier. Let's see if I can lift from the side here. Now, is it going to be too soft? Yeah, that's my fear with these. Sometimes you'll get this front section will just be a little bit too soft, a little bit too brittle, and you can't quite get the good enough grip here. But we have pulled it forward slightly, which creates a gap at the top. Let's see if we can get beyond. Not quite. Let's see if we can go. It's just pulling through, just too brittle, unfortunately. So as we're pulling this through, it's just almost sort of breaking down as we're pulling the rosin inserter through it. And when that's happening, it's kind of carving a path through the wax, but it's not really gripping the back end of that wax there. So we've got the, I think this is the standard size ulnar tube, I think, back on here. Yeah, it looks like the standard size ulnar tube on here. So we're getting a good old grip. I'm wiggling this down the canal. I'm trying to get it out from that narrow section. Okay, so we've got past it. We've brought it through. Let's see if now we've pulled it forward slightly. Let's see if we can get behind this now with a rosin inserter. Ear canal entrance sort of does this, which is why I'm kind of going sideways down with the rosin inserter rather than pulling straight forwards. There we go. Out that comes. You can see a good sized plug there. Very old piece of wax, that one, because of both the dryness and the color of it as well. But there's more in here, so let's go and grab that next section. Very, very wedged again. Trying to lift, you can see it really doesn't want to come out. I think we have to rosin insert this again just to get beyond that initial section of the plug and pull this through. It's got really wedged. You can see a lot of dry skin hanging onto the back of it there, but really, really wedged into that space. Don't forget, guys, if you do want earwax removal, you need earwax removal doing, you can always have a look at the channel page or the Facebook page or the Instagram page, whichever one you're watching this on. Take a look at that. It's got a link to our website, bio. It's got our web address, email address, contact details, everything on there for you. And if you do enjoy these videos, you can always heart, like, follow, thumbs up, subscribe. That's always a good one. If you watch this on YouTube, you can see a very, very dry canal there. This is what it looked like to start with. This is what it looks like afterwards. Oh my goodness me, so just over 4 centimeters, just over 1.5 inches worth of very, very dry and solid earwax in both ears there, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video as much as I did voicing it over. If you did, don't forget you can do all those things I talked about earlier. But as always, guys, take care of yourselves, take care of your ears, and take care of one another. And I'll see you again real soon. Bye, everyone.